Hi guys, it's me Abigail. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be going over one of the most requested tutorials from me of all time, well outside of skincare, and that is my brows. Today I will be taking you from 0 to 100 on brows. So if you are looking like this, but you really want to look like this with your brows done, I will be taking you through every step of explaining how to get my brows that they can be on you. Also, I'll be using two of my favorite products. This side is actually done with a pencil and this side is done with a powder product. So if you're interested in seeing how to work with a pencil and how to work with a powder product for your brows, please stay tuned and keep on watching. Alright guys, so as you can see, I started with my base already completely completed. Because I do want to concentrate strictly on my brows. Brows are actually one of my favorite topics, and how I actually started my channel, and it is the very first tutorial that I ever uploaded on my channel, was brows. So how it all came about was me being at work. You know, I do work a full-time job, and my coworker girlfriends would be coming over towards my desk area. At that time I was at a cubicle, and they would be like, Abigail, how do you get your brows done like that? Like, Abigail, why my brows come out like this? Or, Abigail, can you show me how to do brows? And I kid you not, I cannot count the many times that I've gone to work and or posted on Instagram pictures of my selfies, and many people have said, you know, forget about this, what about your brows? I need to know how you get your brows done. So I really want to go from showing you these here are my natural brows. These are what they look like. I have a lot of gaps on my brows because when I was younger, and I was telling this to Victoria, my daughter, I used to plug my brows and make them really thin, and so yeah, they kind of stopped growing in certain areas. They have gotten better. I've been doing the whole castor oil before I go to bed, and sometimes I forget and sometimes I don't forget, but anyways, I can ramble on forever regarding brows. Now brows, if we want to really go deep a little bit regarding brows, oh, and I have one of those little hairs that just tickle your nose. Oh, but anyways, so brows actually have the power to, again, reshape your entire face. They can lift your face, they can open up your eye area, they also can make you look younger or older depending on how you do your brows. So when redefining your brows, you want to keep in mind three very important lines. Outside of the lines, you can shape your brow however you like, your style, according to your facial shape, but these three lines are going to help you. They're going to direct you into what it is. They're like the three main rules. Outside of the rules, you can play around all you want, but try to keep in mind those three very important rules. And these are rules that I actually follow every time I draw in my brows. Doesn't even matter if I do them thicker, thinner, higher, lower, hairline strokes, or powdered in. I always keep these three rules in mind. Line number one, it starts at your inner corner and it's brushed against your inner corner going upwards. So this is the first line you want to keep in mind. So with that being said, this is probably too dark as my starting point because I'm gonna show you guys how I do mine, but I'm gonna go ahead and just put on that spot. See, on that spot, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little marking so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I'm hoping that you guys can see that. All right, that's my starting point. The second line that you want to follow is going to be at an angle. And this line starts at the end of your corner of the nose to the end corner of your eye. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that your eyebrow stopped here because it just doesn't grow on this end. Forget about the part that doesn't grow. Don't follow that part because you'll always draw up to here. You want to have your angle starting from here to the end corner of your eye. So right there is the perfect angle for the end line of your brow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and use that product again, and I'm gonna draw, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that I'm following it. So that's the angle, and I'm gonna draw like a little stopping point. I hope you guys can see that. I don't want to do it too dark because this is not the product I use to draw my brows, but I just want to use it as a guide. The third line you want to follow is another vertical line. And for finding your own personal vertical line, you have to be looking straight at a mirror. And I'm actually going to be looking at you guys, because if I put a mirror, then you guys don't see me. But you find it by the outer corner of your iris. So let me see how I can do this. Straight ahead. And it's right there. And it goes straight up. So this one is up, this one is up, and it's right at the end of your iris. So for me, if I look straight ahead, this is your iris. That outer one is your third line. Some people also find the third line by doing just a regular angle. 1, 2, 3. You can do that as well. So if finding it with your iris is not easy as a vertical, then go ahead and angle at a 60 degrees from your outer corner of your eye to the highest point. That's 60. See, that would be 90, 60, 90. So, or 120. So you will go like right there. I don't know if that makes sense. And that should be your highest point. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw in. Let me make sure I use the stick so you guys can see what I'm doing. Boom. And I'm going to draw it right there. Boom, boom. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that? There you go. So there goes my 3 angles. So no matter if I do them thick or thin, I know that that's legally my starting point. That's my highest point, and that's my ending point. From there, I can do all sorts of miracles and give my eye the shape that I want. For this brow, I'm gonna go ahead and be using the Precisely My Brow pencil. And so I'm gonna go ahead and open the pencil up. And let's go ahead and start with the number 4, because I am gonna be using, I do the end of my brow first, and then I go into the front portion of my brow. And I'm gonna tell you why I do that. So I do the darkest point of my brow because I want to give it the shape. And then here at the front, I just kind of fill in and feather in as long as I don't forget my starting point. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and pull up like the pencil. And if you guys don't mind, because I can't really well, I could probably get really close to you guys, huh? All right, but if ever I need, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up like my little mirror, because it is really important to like be really close up, and that's usually how I do it. So the first thing I do is my brows, by the way, there's nothing on my brows. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna comb them to the way that they lay. You guys can see that, and as you can see, I have like a lot of sparse areas. So, but do you see the starting point, middle point, and ending point? All right, perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my pencil from Precisely My Brow from Benefit Cosmetics, and I never start here. I always start like right here. And what I do is, let me see if you guys can see. What I do is I start with the, and again, you just need a light hand. I start like drawing a line heading towards my highest point, which again is right here. I start going up, and I do this like in hair-like strokes, and I'm going up. And again, you know, just to lift the face, what I've been doing is I don't go really low. I just like start right there, and then I overline a little on top. So you'll see how I do that. All right, so let's go ahead. And I keep drawing this hair-like strokes going this way to my highest point, and I'm heading towards that area. Again, I hope you guys are able to see this. So I'm going up towards my highest point, and there we go. So I'm at my highest point, and I know it looks crazy right now, but don't worry, it'll all come together. So what I do now is once that's there, I start filling in the crazy gaps, because obviously, you know, you want to make it look natural, and you don't you're not gonna walk away like this. So you're gonna fill in those missing spots. So what I do is with this pencil, I start like doing like hairline strokes. Boom, 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 boom. Remember, I haven't done the top. I'm just filling in those areas. So, and again, fill, 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 fill. Right? So what I'm doing now is I'm gonna go ahead and keep filling in those hairs, like the gaps, filling in. And then now when I'm at this arch area, I'm going up like this. And then now that I'm here, now I want to give it that, like that tail end, like the really sharp tail end. So I'm doing like a little V. All right, so that's that. Now you can see my end point and it looks crazy. I'm gonna have to clean that up now because, you know, it's going like this and it should be, you know, down. But that was just again to guide you guys. But I don't know, are you guys able to see like that little V? So now this brow is almost done. Now I want to go a little bit higher than this because again I want to give my eye like that lifted look, like just up and nice and high. And so for that, now I'm going to use this pencil and I'm going to outline a little bit, just kind of like the way we outline our lips. We're going to outline the body of the brow. So let's go ahead and do that now. So again, hair like strokes. And you're going to see, you're going to go boom, boom. And you got to be careful because it does take a little practice. I'm not going to lie. I've been doing my brows for a while now. So don't be afraid to like practice until you get the shape that you like. But here we are, and then what I do is I go kind of like, and again here I like a little bit like of an arch, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw that in now. Oh, maybe I went a little too high. It's easily fixable, don't worry. It's so funny because I can literally do my brows so quick when I'm not doing a tutorial, like for work and stuff. And then as soon as I start filming with you guys, like I do a boo-boo. But let's go ahead and fill that in. There. So I know what you guys are gonna say. Abigail, you're so blonde and your brows are really, really dark. But you know what? Personally, I like a nice bold brow. If you're like very blonde like me, or in this case it's kind of yellow, but we ain't judging me right now. If you're very blonde and you don't like a bold brow like this, you can bring this down. This is a 4. You can use a 3, maybe even a 2 if you like. Now that the actual end tail of the brow is done, we're gonna move forward to the front, and I'm going to surprise you enough to tell you that I'm gonna use this same color, except my strokes are gonna be so light-handed that you're gonna be like, whoa, like very light. And then we're gonna use this spoolie side to blend everything out to make it look very like as natural as they can be. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to use the same pencil, and what I do is I angle down a little to give it the illusion that my eye is going higher. And that's like my own little thing. You don't have to do that if you don't like, but I kind of like draw a little bit down so it can give it like a lifted look. You could stay like this if you want, and that's fine, but I go like a little bit like angled down, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I do that because a lot of you guys ask me like on Instagram or through the Allure Blend and Swatch page, through Facebook, how do you get your brows like in that shape? And so now I'm gonna share with you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and do the front end. So like I said, and I hope you guys can pick this up, I take this pencil, right, and I draw with the softest of hand, a line going kind of like down. And again, once you get used to doing your brows like every morning, let's say, once you get used to what it is that you like, you could do this really fast. It's just, I'm taking forever because I want to make sure that I'm sharing with you guys how it is that I do it. So I don't know if you guys can see like that line going slightly this way, right? So now let's go ahead and fill in those gaps by doing hair-like strokes going up. Up. So not so much like this one where I was like drawing in. This time it has to be like hair like strokes. So let's go ahead and do that together. All right, guys, so by doing first that very soft line, like angled down like this, it's a guide to where to place your pencil to strike up, draw up, you know what I mean? So now we almost there, okay guys? So now I'm gonna turn this pencil around and I'm gonna use the spoolie end of it to brush the product ever so softly heading up. So let's go ahead and do that. And I wanted to share with you guys that I did stop at that guide vertical line at your starting point. So you see, if you see this, you see that my brow still begins at that inner corner area. And what I did was like I ombreed, I'm ombreing the product to make it look very airbrushed and very natural. So let's go ahead and finish up this one with the pencil. So again, I'm just brushing. Literally, that's another reason why I love this product. You can just brush the product through to make it look like really natural. And I know what you say, well, Abigail, it's makeup. Well, what's natural about that? But hey, listen, we do what we got to do, all right? We do what we got to do. And you see that? Isn't it like pretty and airbrushed and there? And you notice the difference between this eye and this. That's the power of a good brow. Like, wouldn't you, isn't this the way we want to look? All right, so let's go ahead and finish this one so I can show you guys how I do this one with powder. Perfect. So now I do want to clean that little spot, the guiding spot out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and clean that up, and I'm going to use a little bit of the, it might be a little too light right now, but I'm going to use a little bit of the Tape Shape from Tarte. And I'm going to go ahead and use like just a little brush like this just to clean that little area there. We're not going to carve out the brows at all because I personally, that's not something I do every day. So therefore, it is what it is. I'm going to show you guys what I personally do every day. But if you did want to carve out your brows, let's say you're into the whole carved look every single day, I have the perfect brush for that. Oh my god, where is it at, Abigail? Here it is. This one is my favorite. I'm carving my brows. As a matter of fact, let me just show you guys because I feel like I'm cheating you guys if I don't show you how I carved my brows, if necessary that I was carving my brows, though I wasn't planning to today. But let's just pretend that I was going to carve out my brows. I'm going to show you what I do. So this one is my favorite carving the brows brush, and it is the Morphe M432. It looks like this. The brush looks like this, and when I tell you it is, and I've tried a few, like you can have like a regular brush. Oh my god, where did that brush go? I don't know where the other one went now. Let's move on. So this is like the best one. It is nice and sturdy. It is nice and straight. And I'm going to show you what I do. So I'm going to take, like, you can take any concealer, honestly. Any concealer that you guys love will work. But I'm going to use a Tape Shape because, you know, it's full coverage. You only need a little, and why not? So I'm going to just, you're going to need, I'm going to put it in the back of my hand. But you're seriously going to need, like, the smallest amount. And I'm gonna go ahead and just seriously, I just dabbed on, like, dabbed on it. And I'm gonna go ahead and take the brush, and I'm going to dip the brush into the product. And when I say, like, I'm dipping. Let me see if I can show you guys. Like, I'm seriously like dipping like the tiniest, smallest, thinnest amount. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean that weird spot that we did to guide us, and I'm going to go ahead and ever so slightly, see that? And I'm going to do it to the outer corner as well. See that? And I'll show you what I do in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and dip just again, just the front end ever so slightly on this brush. I start right here, and I'm going, and that's why this brush is like perfect for this. Like, it's so straight, so I'm gonna stamp. You see that? And I'm gonna stamp. I'm gonna continue that line, giving it that shape. So when you stamp, and then you kind of like blend down a little. So you're gonna like stamp, and you're gonna kind of drag down. Once the product is there and it looks like this, now you want to blend it out, because you know you can't walk around with crazy brows like this. So you're gonna blend that out, and that's what I'm saying, kind of like work quick. And you shouldn't have your eye makeup already done, because and then you're gonna mess up your whole look. So you want to do your brows, you want to clean them up, and then you want to do your eye makeup. So I'm gonna just take my Morphe M433. It's like one of my favorite blending brushes, and I'm just gonna kind of like reduce those hard edges, because you know I don't want to walk around with that. But yeah, that's what you would do. Perfect. And if you want to use at this point like a pretty highlight, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up like just the tiniest of brushes, this one, like tiny little brush like this, and I'm gonna pick up like a highlighter. I'll use the one I have on today, that way it kind of like matches. I'm using the Anastasia Amrezy one from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know, highlight the highest point of my brow. And there you go. Pretty pencil done brow. But now let's go ahead and move on to the powder brow with the Anastasia brow powder duo in dark brown, and then with the brush. So let's go ahead and pick up any random spoolie, and I'm gonna get this one, and I'm just gonna brush my brows the way they naturally lay. All right, there we go. And again, keeping the rule in mind, like I said, know the rule and then follow however you wish. But the rule is the following. Let's go through it one more quick time. Starting point, ending point, highest point. With that being said, let's go ahead and start. So I brush my brows with the spoolie how they naturally lay, and this one is actually a worse brow. And that's another thing that can happen, and I want to share this with you guys. Both your brows may not match. One could go like naturally up and naturally full and whatever, and then like this one, the hairs actually they grow down like this, if you can see that. But I don't want that. I'm going to tell my brow what to do. My brow is not going to tell me what to do. So what I do is I brush it to give it a shape, because I do want them to kind of match. And remember, brows are, you know, they're sisters, they're not twins, so it's okay to have, you know, they don't have to be like perfectly matching, you know. But okay, Abigail, go on. So picking up the product, and I start with the darker color, and always start the inside of the brow. I always start the inside of the brow. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip my brush into the product, and I actually do use her little mirror, which that's why this is like perfect product. Like, has the mirror, has the product. Oh my goodness. So there we go. We're gonna dip it, and I'm gonna tap off because it is powder. So it has happened to me where if I load up too much because I'm trying to be slick and hurry, it has some fallout because it's powder. So keep that in mind. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I dipped my brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and start. And what I do is I want to match this one. So I'm going to start over here like I always do in the middle. And for a powder, you don't have to do like the hair like strokes because it's powder. So if it was a pencil, you know, you're doing the hair like strokes because it's a pencil. But with the powder, you have to actually draw or place down, not like do strokes, because the powder is going to go everywhere like powder, and you're going to have powder flowing through your whole face, and you don't want that. So I drew that line because it's going towards my highest point, where I want my highest point to be. And now I'm going to go on. So I'm going to draw in, I'm going to fill in the really huge gap. As you can see, there's like a huge gap on my brow, and I'm going to fill that in with the powder. Another thing that I want to tell you guys is that I actually do my brows after I put concealer on my eyes, and so the tackiness of the concealer helps everything stay, like, get tacky and stay in place. But because I had to do my foundation, my base first, I wasn't able to show you that. And again, I'm not ready to do the top yet. I'm just filling in the area and working my way towards the end outer corner area of my brow. So stay with me. So now that I'm at my highest point, because I don't want to go any higher than that, I'm gonna go ahead and start drawing in the tail V end of my brow. And now for the end portion of it, I have to lay my brush like kind of like down so that I can give it that sharp end, because if I kept my brush like this, you can't do that. You have to kind of like have your brush laying this way, you know, to the thin area of it. So let's go ahead and do that. I think I'm gonna fill this area real quick. And then I'm gonna go ahead and twist, and I'm gonna draw like kind of like that V line. And now I'm gonna go ahead and do like the top portion to finish this brow. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up a little bit more product, tap off the excess, and draw in the top portion. So now I'm going to be using the lighter color, this shade right here, to draw in the front of this brow. And again, I'm gonna keep the same rule. I'm gonna angle down a little bit to give it more of like that inner shape, and I'm gonna use the slightest of hands to blend the product, blend the powder into the brow to make it look all like nice and together. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna pick up the this lighter shade onto the brush, same brush, tap off the excess, and I'm gonna go ahead and start drawing that guiding line towards like my inner corner of the eye. Oh, and I wanted to tell you guys, this is something that I do also. When I'm using the brush and the powder, I actually brush. Let me see if I can describe that to you. I brush up. Like, I lay my brush down and I brush up, pushing the hair up, and you see how it gives it like the slightest of tint of color. And that's how I fill in this front area. I'm sure. Let me see if I can show you guys like this, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And then when I get closer to the front here, brushing up, be gentle, boom, boom, boom. And again, the more you do this, guys, the more you're gonna get used to it. It just takes practice, you know. But here we are, we have these beautiful, well, I like my brows, these brows. So now the brows are done, and they kind of look like twins. Obviously we know that this is pencil and this is powder. And let me know, guys, in the comments area what you prefer, like the pencil or the powder. I like them both. Like I said, I don't use one and one. Obviously I use either powder or pencil, but I think they both are very good looking brows. This one actually went up maybe a little too much, but I like my brows. So there you guys go. And then now, once my brows are done, whether I'm using pencil or powder, I never skip this step, and that is that I use my Gimme Brow from Benefit Cosmetics, the Brow Volumizing Gel. It's just to keep it in place. You gotta be careful though that the spoolie is like really, really clean. So I always take out any like excess products because it could mess up your whole look. Trust me, it's happened to me. So I'm gonna pick up the brow gel, and I always start again at the darkest side first in case it has too much product. You don't want to deposit the thickest amount in the lightest area, so I always start here and I just kind of brush them up, and then I just ever so slightly just kind of brush it. Now I have to tell you guys this. For powder, a brow gel will make a huge difference because powder is powder, and it feels like, or it looks like it lays on the hair as powder would. So you want to kind of put it all together with a brow gel. Even if it's clear, you want to kind of run it ever so slightly, especially if you use, again, powder on your brow. All right, but that's it, guys. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to write in the comments area. Abigail, you forgot this, so can you explain this? Also, grooming, I did not share with you guys how I groom my brows, and I do groom my own brows. So if you guys have questions, like you want to know how I groom them, you want to see it done again, or whatever the case may be, or maybe you guys feel like I forgot to share something with you guys regarding my brows, feel free to let me know in the comments area. I love you guys, and I'm so grateful that you guys are here with me. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, share the word, tell your family, friends, family members, anyone. And I'm so grateful for you guys. And what else did I want to say? Please hit the like button if you did enjoy this tutorial, and if you want to see more tutorials like this one, hit that like button, and also the notifications bell so you guys can see when I upload new tutorials. I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.